Uni.
But it doesn't matter, Viraj. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you spend like a dickhead,
True.
it doesn't matter. If you're okay, this is what people say, right? Let's say you're on 30K a year. No, let's go even lower, right? Let's say you're on 22K a year.
Yep.
But because you were on 22K a year, you were worried about money, so you saved half of it.
Yep.
So you have 11K in your bank account. The next year, because you did a wicked job that year at your job, they gave you a ridiculous pay rise, and now you're on 40K. But because you've never seen that money before in your life,
You have lifestyle inflation.
exactly, and then you spend 38 of it, and you only save 2K that year, you've just made yourself worse off.
Because you've got used to that life and you don't
Mhm.
want to go back. And that's what most people don't like. It's like when you get a high paying job, your lifestyle increases. You buy the Mercedes.
Mhm.
You start maybe driving a sports car. You start going out to fancy restaurants. You buy designer clothes. You start buying a new iPhone. You put a lot on your monthlies.
It's why a lot of athletes go broke. Because
Yes.
they have an incredibly expensive lifestyle and they don't make good decisions during their career to support them for the remaining 40, 50 years of their life.
Because your earning span is like less than 20 years.
Mate, less than that. For an average athlete,
15, 10.
10. 10 if you're lucky.
You're cramming 10 years into prime earning ability.
Do you mind looking up quickly
Go on.
the average NBA career? The
Yeah,
length
sure.
of an average NBA career.
Go
What
on.
do you think it is?
I think the average NBA career is, if you start at 18,
Mhm.
because that's what it is now, and I would say 15 years. So you get to 33.
I'm going to say 5 years.
5 years,
Or for
okay.
less. It's going to be less than 5 years.
Average and
You're thinking about the basketball players who do well and stay in the NBA.
yeah, play the
And
game.
most of them end up in the bloody Greek league.
Okay, average NBA career length. Throughout the years, there have been 4,509 players in the league throughout the NBA's history, yeah? And if you look at both ends of the spectrum, roughly, drumroll please,
Mhm.
4.5 years.
Exactly.
4.5 years
And those guys, right?
are not on massive salaries.
They're on minimum contracts, so they're making about 1 to 2 million before tax.
And just so that we're clear with where our source of information was, we got this of dunkorthree.com.
What's the minimum salary in the NBA?
Oh, okay, let me search that up. Min salaries. It's the veteran minimum, which is 100K, I think.
What's the minimum rookie salary?
Min rookie salary. NBA. For example, a rookie who signed minimum rookie for 20. Let's go for 21-22, and this is on Hoops Rumors. Just under $1 million.
Right. Okay. So you're on a minimum rookie salary, right? You don't renegotiate. You leave after 3 years because it doesn't work out. You made $3 million before tax. Taxman gets half of that. You made 1.5 million. That is not enough to live off for the rest of your life.
Nope. Not even if you play your cards right. And to put that into context, Stephen Curry, as an NBA salary, earns 45 million
Yeah, but he's
a year.
He's one of the best players of all
Top of
time.
his game. Top of his game. I think you got to look at your lifestyle and look at where you want to be in life, and just be like, okay, I need to think about how I'm spending. I realized that during the pandemic, or during the time where I wasn't, to begin with, where I wasn't working, I was spending too much money, way too fast. And I was dabbling with money in crypto, which was kind of like funny money, because I'd invested it years ago and it was now worth X amount. My holdings had gone up massively during the boom at the start of the year. I was like, oh shit, I'm rich. Like, I've got more money in my life savings than most people have. This is great. I could put down a deposit on a house if I wanted to. But mentally, I was spending like I had that money, and then realized that actually, if I keep checking it off and squaring things off in that manner, I'm gonna go broke very fast. So when my salary came around, and I was working and doing this job that I disliked, I made sure I put just over 25% of my salary into investments.
That's wide.
Right. To begin with, it was just crypto. And then I split it up so that just over 25% went to crypto, as well as stocks and shares. And I haven't really done any alternative investing because I didn't pay any time to do that. Although I think that's a viable option if you've got money.
So I've got
I wouldn't. I on that note, I wouldn't spend money that you don't have
so I've got
or you're willing to lose.
about $3,000 to $4,000 sat in an investment account. And that's money I can't touch.
Mhm.
Rainy day money.
Right.
I'll only withdraw that money if shit's hit the fan and I need cash to keep me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You always have a rainy day fund. I'm very much big on crypto and very big in terms of like the macro view of it and where it's going to go. So I have a lot of my holdings of the cash that I hold in crypto.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that's for everyone. I just live in a family where I've been privileged enough to be able to say to my parents and be like, look, I'm going to do this. If shit hits the fan, will you back me? And they said, yeah. So I'm able to make that risk. And my risk tolerance is slightly higher because I live at home. I
Mhm.
don't have massive overheads. I don't have a house. You know, I don't pay monthlies on a car. I try and keep my monthlies to a minimum or as low as humanly possible. So I'll buy my phone outright, secondhand, pre-owned. And that's the life I've chosen to live. So I can spend money on other things like kit, cameras, going out and networking at comedy shows or going to dinners with people that I think are, going to be long-term relationships and building those. You're surprisingly good at that. How's the flavor?
I really enjoy doing that. You should clip that up.
I
You
will clip that.
talking and just me
I
going.
will clip that up. I will clip that
I'll
up.
caption
Don't
it when your friend's talking about something important, but shisha is life.
worry.
Well, you're privileged enough to have that financial education that a lot of people don't have. So if you're a young guy, right, and
Or
you've ju-
go. Let's not be
yeah,
discriminatory.
sure.
Shishimi.
If you're a young guy or gal and you haven't grown up around money, you've not really had a financial education, you don't have any wise heads around you, and for whatever reason you've hit the big time in the entertainment industry or the music industry, whatever, right? You have a massive amount of money, like you're on the NBA rookie contract, you're making $1.5 million a year. If you have no one telling you what to do with that money, good luck.
Go find someone. Go get yourself a financial advisor, or go and educate yourself. Find individuals that were willing to teach you, or go find sources of information that are willing to. So go and find sources of information that you're interested in that teach you how to be financially literate. That is
Mhm.
one of the biggest things that I think kids these days don't get enough of. Do you know how a mortgage works? Do you know how a mortgage is structured? Because I had no idea up until about 2 years ago.
I do.
I didn't
Yeah.
know how like my parents' mortgage was structured until I sat down with my dad and was like, how does this work?
Mm.
And I don't think a lot of people sit down and do that. They just take the first thing that's on the